Hey, hello and welcome. My name is Miss Tina and you are watching Swaziland, the occasional dose of my reviews, reactions and opinions. And today I'm going to react to the latest chapter of One Piece, chapter 1168. I can't believe that we are already at the end of the year. This is the first December chapter of the year. And yeah, there's going to be a break next week. I know that. And I also know that Ida is going to appear in this chapter too. Which does make sense. I actually thought that she would be dead, off screen, but it might be more impactful. I don't know if I'm going to cry or not. It will depend on the context, but you can never tell. The last chapter was really great, and Elbaf is getting better and better, and this flashback is actually one of the best flashbacks. I cannot really stress this enough, that this flashback just keeps adding so many information, and it's just great, But it's Friday night and the lights are low, so I believe that we have to start or I have to start the reaction to this chapter, because that's why you are here. Thank you very much for all the likes and comments from the previous video or of the previous video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, when I read the chapter, I don't think of many things, but when you actually comment on it and I'm like, oh, duh, or I don't see it on the picture quite then, and sometimes I don't put two and two together, when I'm first reacting to a chapter, and I can only give you my honest first reaction to it, and then I listen to other reactors and they're like, oh my god, how could I not notice that, and that person notices it, it's like crazy. But at the same time, I really enjoy their reactions too, and I hope you enjoyed my reaction as well. So here we go, chapter 1168, Elbaf Snow. Okay, it's quite romantic and very accurate for our season. We can see Hachi celebrating with black sheep. Cover request by Mrs. Fuji. A family of sheep need six gloves for Hachan. Okay, and he is very appreciative of that. Okay, cute. Actually cute. Then they gave him some coffee as well, so Hachi can actually work quite fast in the snow. Weird request. Okay. Harald's efforts are paying off, but 15 years ago, that same year, all over the world, those giant marines are really doing a good job. They are so reliable. I always thought they looked scary, but now I wouldn't mind meeting one. Okay, so people's thoughts about giants are actually changing. There were many discussions on how the marine has to change. So it's not like marine is the enemy. Marine is the tool of the enemy. But if you free the marine, so to speak, from Emu and the whole government, then the marines can do real justice. What they actually preach, they can do it as well. And yeah, I mean, the giants really, pirate giants just won't do well. And I get that, in politics and everything in One Piece. So, you can see that they are, hey, I'm a giant, and everyone is scared of them. Or some people get to know them and they're like, yeah, you are kind of friendly, but you're still a giant, and you live for 300 or 400 years, and that's too much for us. So, but now, they are accepting them. Can't you get us stocked up again? Elbaf seafood is super popular now, I bet it is. Okay, so the trading goes very well as well. This here is a top quality Elbaf seller. It's a rare and tricky item to import. I'll take it already. Yeah. Elbaf New World. Harald. When we finally become a member nation, I think we should build sightseeing ships so our people can freely visit all of our allies. Oh my god, he's so optimistic. I can't believe that he's like, yay! I mean, I can believe it, I can understand, because he's very naive. No wonder that Imu thought that this is our chance to take take control of Elbaf because there's a naive king and he would do anything for peace, and this is brilliant. But at the same time, I appreciate Harald's efforts because he couldn't know what we know now. You know, it's easy to say that, well, Harald is bad, and I myself said that, oh my God, what did you do, and why did you betray him, and why did you do that, and you're selling yourself and your people. But at the same time, I can understand his motivation, and I can understand his train of thought, so to speak, and it's, you know, it's logical for a person who doesn't know the shadow side or too much of the shadow side of the government. Yeah. And you know, there is also a question I was wondering about last chapter, that he said that he had met Shanks and Shamrock, but when, how, and why? I hope that this gets answered somehow. We are actually a rare minority from the perspective of the outside world, but there are many nations out there with a wide variety of races coexisting. This is thanks to a culture of mutual respect. You know, this is the ideal. This is what people should strive for, that, you know what, you can live together. It's a nice idea, and you know, it can work, but only to a certain amount and account. So yeah, let's join the larger world, make new friends, and grow in knowledge together. And you know what he says here is perfectly fine. It makes sense, it's nice, it's building a better world in theory. That sounds great. We are one step away. Our future has never been brighter, he says. And that's why he's so popular, I get that. Yeah, let's ditch this warrior crap, people. You know what? And he's like, I'll make it happen, Ida. And at Warrior School, children are playing. This is all thanks to you, Saul, says Harald. Better sharp kids than sharp blades, huh? Dear, I wouldn't mind both of them. That's my comment. But ain't you afraid you have lost something here, Harald? Harald is thinking about that. I don't believe that military power is what makes a country strong anymore. It's cause of Ida. She taught me everything. Okay, she is dead. Okay. Meeting her was the greatest blessing of my life. And we can see her grave. Hey, Harald. Elbaf has really changed a lot. When I first came here, there was tons of internal conflict. It was scary. But you have changed everything. Now children can laugh and study instead. It's like a totally different country. The old customs of our backwards traditions, all of those bad practices from the warrior area will be thrown away. Oh, but I kind of like the whole warrior sprite part. It's really cool. You should cherish your culture. This is a very key sentence. You should cherish your culture. It's not about, you know, and again, I have to reflect on the real world as well. So it's not about, how should I put it? There's a saying, when you are in Rome, behave like a Roman. So it's like when you go to a different country, abide to their rules. I mean, you can be yourself and you can have all your customs and everything, but don't try to change theirs. I mean, it's so unfair for some people. I know some of them that, you know, they go to a different country and they are like, my culture and I want my culture here in this country. But if you want your culture in your country, you know, you can appreciate your culture and you mustn't lose it. You mustn't lose your own culture just because there are other people with different cultures. Cultures can coexist to a certain amount. Don't you get it, Ida? It's that very culture that kept us from marrying. I can't accept it. And she's like, hee hee hee. You always did say you wanted to make me your legal wife, cough cough. That really is the sweetest thing. You are so cute. And what about Loki? He'll always be Hardrutin's kid brother, won't he? In my heart, I have always thought of him like that. Oh, they are so sweet together. Feeling like that, keep my heart full. It's what kept me going all this time. But don't worry, it's okay. You are everybody's king, Harald. He's like, yeah, that's right, Ida. And she's like, and you are almost there, right? And he's like, yeah, let's write it out. It won't be long. Soon we will be connected to the whole world. Our world will be tens of thousands of times bigger. Then we can go traveling together, just like the old days. And he's remembering the old days, that they were so good. And you know what? I mean, the sentiment is very nice, and reality is different. That sounds amazing, she says. I'm looking forward to it. He's like, me too. But then she dies. Okay, he's mourning, and Harjuddin, they are going to her, and he's crying. Harjuddin is crying, and she's smiling, and after dying, and yeah, there's Harjuddin in the cell, and it's snowing, and he's doing that. I really like Loki's design here. It's very powerful, and you can see that he's mourning. I really love all those drawings because it gives you the feeling of everything. You know, it's like he's feeling that. He's really there, and you can feel the sentiment behind it. 14 years ago, the Holy Land of Marijoa. Shanks is missing? Indeed. Had he completed his last mission, he would have been formally knighted. As you were our next choice, that opportunity now falls to you. What will you do? And Harald is like, I'll naturally accept the honor of being one of God's knights. Doing that will secure Alva's membership status, he says. Congratulations then. The Great One has agreed to trust in you. Okay, and I didn't know what was this foot, and I realized that it's not a perspective thing, it's actually Harald's foot. It's been a long process, they say. You will be remembered as a king who brought great change to Alva, they say. Well, to be honest, when Alva finally joins the world government, I plan to relinquish the throne. A younger, more virtuous ruler than I should take over. And they're like, that matter for Mu. That is a matter for Mu to decide. Okay, and you can see Emu there, sitting on the throne. And it's like, Harald is like, why is there someone on the empty throne? Come, Mu has been watching thee, Harald. So ominous. Ooh, this power. Okay, he has been branded. It's surging within me. It's chilling. Okay. So much darkness. I really like this style. You know, this smudginess in this chapter. I like that a lot. I don't know if it's intentional, probably not, but I like it. This is the power of immortality. It sends shivers down the spine. He is now beyond any wild monster. He has been forged into a mighty weapon. Consider thyself an immortal knight sworn to Mu. Immortal? I can't believe it. Carve an abyss pentagram in Albath. That will mark the bond between us. Thy dearest wish shall be finally granted. And he's like, huzzah! As soon as this last mission is completed, Albath will be recognized as a member nation of the world government. And he's like, yay! And thank you, King Harald. But what is this last mission? Quest Castle, huh? Could you repeat that, Great Emu? Mobilize the entire nation and form a grand army of warriors. And he's like, hey, I was just making them a peaceful. The giant warrior fleet will stand alongside the Marines and serve the world as. And he's like, wait, no, hold on. Everything I have done was to free Alba from violence. Of course, if anyone still wishes to fight, I'll gladly encourage them to enlist in the Marines, but who is the king talking doing there, they say? Thou vowed to atone for Alba's history, even at the cost of becoming a slave. I meant to carry that burden alone. The burden of such history is too great for thee to bear alone. Now hold thy tongue, thou cannot disobey me. And Harald is like, Uy. Those who enter into a deep-sea covenant may gain immortality and power, but it comes at the cost of total obedience. Thou wilt carry out Mu's orders, regardless of thine own will. And he's like, what? I'm stepping into it? This isn't good. I'm losing control. Elbaf, they never meant for it to become part of the fold. Curse that emu. Guards! The plan was always to enslave the warriors of Elbaf. Well, you know, for us who have the information, it's like, duh. But for him, it's like, ugh. What is it, your majesty? Is someone chained me to this pillar? They're like, huh? Hurry, summon Elder Jarul and my sons. But sire, I believe Harshutin is still out at sea, and Lord Loki is still imprisoned after what happened. And he's like, I cannot rest this for long. What exactly is disconcerting, your majesty? And he's like, none of that matters now. Release him and jail realm of the dead. You're free to go, Loki. And he's like, huh? Head to the Grass Castle at once. The king requires your presence. Jarul's house. Something urgent? What's going on? And so we return where this tale began. The day of the castle massacre, when Abba's most beloved king, Harald the Benevolent, lost his life. History converges. There is obviously a break next week, but man, it was a great chapter once again. You know, I really loved it. I really do. It's good. It's actually pretty good. When you think about everything that's happening, and you know, it's like, okay, Shanks has disappeared. The last mission, what was the last mission? I wonder what was it for Shanks that he couldn't do and he just abandoned everything. And that was the point when he said, you know what, I'm dipping. Interesting. And you know, Harald is there and he realized that he cannot control himself anymore, and it's up to Loki and Jarul or whatever. Sorry about the name. I don't know. Jarul sounds better to my taste, but you know, that's just me. But you know, Harald is really great in a sense that, you know, he is a character. And I cannot really stress this enough, that Harald is such a character that, you know, he's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm a great king, and everyone thinks he's a great king, but they don't know the history about him. So what's behind him? You know, they don't know that. And it's like, probably Harald asked them to actually kill him off. It makes perfect sense. I can't believe it that he's a really great character who has, you know, grown and forged and turned into what he is today. And now, next chapter, unfortunately not next week, but the week after, which is good for me because I will be freer the week after next week. Next week is going to be totally about work. So I'm very glad that this chapter, the next chapter, won't be coming out next week, just a week later. What are your thoughts on this chapter? I hope you liked it, and I hope you liked my reaction. If you did, you know what to do. Thank you very much for joining me this week too, and I hope you enjoyed the reaction as well. Hope to see you again next time. And naturally, I'm preparing the best of video, the best chapters of the year. I haven't started reading just yet. I plan to do that during Christmas break, and I plan to really, you know, make it a great comeback, you know, for chapters. You know, it's really good to reread all the chapters of this year and actually find some good. I mean, there were so many good chapters this year that it will be very hard to pick a top 7 or even a top 10. I'll be wondering what those chapters will be. Thank you very much for joining me. Bye bye.